Most drivers think a black cat on the road means bad luck, but on a mountain road in southern China, Chin learned the opposite. That night, a black cat sat in front of his truck and refused to let him pass. By morning, Chin believed it had saved his life. This happened about 15 years ago. Chin was a freight driver. He and his young apprentice, Du, were delivering goods to a remote mountain village. The road was not far on a map, but after midnight it felt endless. Fog moved across the wet bends, the headlights barely reached ahead. Du stopped talking. Chin knew he was nervous, so when they reached a small flat area beside the road, he pulled over. Du stepped away from the truck. Chin lit a cigarette and looked down the empty road. Then Du called out, "Master Chin, something's there." Chin raised his flashlight. Two green eyes stared back from the middle of the road. It was a black cat. It did not run. It sat facing the truck as if it had been waiting. Then Chin saw what was beneath it. A smaller black kitten lay on the ground. Another vehicle had hit it not long before. The larger cat sat beside it, quiet and still, like it was guarding the place. Du whispered, "Can we get around it?" Chin looked at the road. A loaded truck barely had room to pass. If they had not stopped, he might have seen the cat too late to brake. And for some reason, leaving the kitten there felt wrong. Chin took an old cloth from the cab, wrapped the kitten carefully, and carried it to the roadside slope. Du helped him dig a small hole in the damp soil. The black cat followed at a distance. It never came close, but it never looked away. When they finished, it sat beside the small mound. Chin looked back once before getting into the truck. He later said it did not look wild. It did not look angry. It looked like it understood exactly why it had stopped them. They reached the village after sunrise. After unloading the goods, Chin told an old woman what had happened. She listened quietly, then said, "People think black cats bring bad luck, but sometimes they stand between you and the bad luck." Chin tried to smile, but the words stayed with him. That afternoon he tried to leave. The truck would not start. Nothing seemed broken. The lights worked. There was fuel, but the engine would not turn over. They tried until dark, then stayed one more night. The next morning, before the mechanic arrived, Chin tried again. The engine started immediately. No strange sound. No warning light. Du looked at Chin. Chin looked at the mountain road. Neither spoke. Rain had fallen overnight, so Chin drove slowly down the mountain. Near the last dangerous stretch, people had gathered around a wrecked delivery truck. A landslide had come down the evening before. Falling rocks had crushed the front of the truck. Someone said it had left the village before sunset, around the same time Chin had tried to leave. Then Du pointed at the bumper. Stuck to a dark stain on the metal was a small patch of black fur. Chin knew that fur. It looked exactly like the fur of the kitten he had wrapped in cloth the night before. That was when everything fell into place. The truck that hit the kitten had gone down the mountain first. Chin's truck had stayed behind. And by the time his engine started again, the road had already taken someone else. So if something blocks your way at night, do not rush past it. And if a black cat sits in your headlights and refuses to move, maybe it is not bringing bad luck. Maybe it is trying to keep you alive. If you enjoy strange stories with no clean answer, subscribe before the next one finds you.